Hello everyone, we are group 5 and today we will present about the study on word related topics space. There are 5 members of our group and Nguyễn Văn Thành is leader. There are 5 content of our group: introduction, data analysis, finding, succession, and finally its reference. Firstly, in its introduction, my name is Anh Thơ and today I will present about the reason for choosing the topic. The first reason is further promoting interest science. It have captured interest in science 5, encourage student and learner interest in space science, and enhancing their understanding of it. And secondly is enhancing reading comprehension and writing skill. It's you advanced level vocabulary from B2 to C2. It improves student skill and read and understand more vocabulary to use in their life, especially in the field of translation. And finally is broadening knowledge and worldview. Attract further curiosity from students, and it helps students expand their knowledge, expose them to a wide range of concepts and ideas. And next is data analysis. There are 5 reading texts related to topic space with their shorts that we are 5, and with 100 different highlighted words that we choose in the text. And firstly is reading text, 5 reading text. Take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, and take 5. And 5 table of data analysis that we are 5. Table take 1, take 2, take 3, take 4, and take 5.
And next we move to the findings. After discussing and analyzing the data, we have 4 charts based on 4 terms of words, and that's the first chart in terms of word origins. This pie chart shows that English is combination of many language sources, and we have 6 sources above. And first Old English, to Latin, French, Greek, German, and Spanish. And it can be said the beauty of languages of diversity from these charts, and it all find out that we can easily see the majority's word origins is from Latins. It's the most percentage appear, and you can see it's orange color. And the next is French with 27% in the chart, and that's all. And we do the next slide. With the first finding, we answer the percentage of origins. The most Latins and French is because the Norman conquest in 11th century had a great impactions on English at that time. And the Norman conquest also answered the 27% of French origins through the word from the passages we collected. We can see the Latins were the primary language in Europe for centuries, for this century, and French became the elite language post-conquest. But Latin remained the language applications in England, and in many scholars borrowed the Latin words for many complex ideas to explore many complex ideas. When the English can't, but the Latin can. And it's easy to understand why group choosing that topic of many words. It have many originating from Latins, and we can see on the chart. Move to the next slide. The next reasons is due to the cultures exchange in history by word of many words and mergations, and the language is one of the factors that is heavily influenced, and the results is richer vocabulary and more words to describe long and confusing definitions that we have many sources in here, and we can borrow it to explain many hard definitions. And yeah, and next slide. Move to the next terms is components, and we can see here we have 14 of suffixes and prefixes. In here is re, in, ing, ing, ed, and, it, able, al, as, shins, I've, meant, eight, and free. And in here we have the chart. And we can see from the chart, we can clearly see the number of prefixes and suffixes are repeated. In here, for example, re is repeated for 3 times and ing for 2 times, and just like that. Next is about two modes of the suffixes sins and meant, with both originated from Latins. It has the most times experience in many words. We have since is 7 times and meant is 5 times, and they fix well into the grammatical structure of English, with the historical factor have influence, and both these two suffixes to use widely and diversely. We move to the meanings of these suffixes. With suffixes, it indicate an accent or a process or state or conditions or the result of an accent. For example, we have creations is either accent about the noun, and this describe about the accent. And next we have situations, is described about the state, and inventions we have the result meaning about it. We move to the meant, and this suffix indicate a state or conditions, the art or result of an accent or a collection of the word of things. We have many examples here. Is development is described as state, and payments about accent, and regiment. We have collections here, and with range of meanings allows them to be used in many different roots words, and we can combine it with many roots words to create the many new word with new meaning. The next is the prefixes. We have 2 prefixes with the most times appearance is in and re, and they both have roots in Latin. With ins, we have this often translate to not or within, and negative is the meaning of a root, and with r is translate to back or again in Latin, and can indicate repetitions and reversal and or backward motions, and we have many examples in here. And these prefixes often are a broad range of meanings when attacked to different groups, and this versatility makes them highly useful in creating the new words for modifying an existing one. And the suffixes and prefixes can create, calculating new words and meaning without relying entirely of new root words, and they provide a way to modify the meaning and often offerings are shorter alternatives to using multiple words. And when we combine the suffixes or prefixes to root words, and we can create a new word to describe many long definitions or many meaning long meaning we want to define. And overall, the diversity of prefixes and suffixes in English is a key factor that allows the language to express the complex ideas and adapt to changes in needs. And we move to the next part with the word formations of Thankton.
Everyone, my name is Thankton, and now I will continue our group informations. In terms of word formations, these pie charts illustrate the presence of the different word formations. There are suffixes, prefixes, affixations, simple word, compound noun, compound adjective, borrowing, and conversions. The word with suffixes account for 54%. The second highest percent are simple word with 22%. The third highest rate with 9% are the words that have both suffix and prefix, also known as the affixations. And the remaining is compound noun, adjective, compound noun, compound adjective, borrowing, conversions, all account for 1%. Next slide. We found the explanations why suffixations have such a high rate, while both prefix and suffix are important in English. Well, there are more than 20 suffix used, while there are only 12 prefix in 100 vocabularies. So this may be the main reason why suffixation is 4 times more common than prefixations. And our group do a comparisons between word with only root and the word with suffix and prefix, and we found that word with suffix and prefix both account for 79%, while the word with only roots account for only 22%. This helps us see the importance of prefix and suffix in English. The prefix can add meaning or grammatical functions to an already existing word. The use of suffix is an effective way to create new words from the roots. While prefix play an undeniable role in development and use of language, they are not just part of grammar but also a powerful tools for expanding vocabularies, understanding meaning, and building language structures. And we move on the term of word levels. Regarding the amount of vocabularies, the level C1 accounts for 73%, followed by the level B2 is 21%, and C2 is 6%. This leads to a conclusion that the topic space is a topic with a lot of academic vocabularies and difficult definitions, require a high amount of specialized vocabularies, and mainly related to the topic. The words at level B2 are mostly words from common vocabularies, while the vocabulary at level C1 and C2 are the more academic rather than B1 words. These words exhibit with diverse of structures, different number of morphemes, and different origins demonstrating the richness and complexities of the language. And the next part is suggestions.
Hi guys, my name is Chuang Thanh Thao and my presentation will talk about the suggestions for learners. As you guys can see on the screen, I have shown you the 4 suggestions for the learners. The first one is patient. While learning the vocabulary, you might encounter some difficulties and challenges. And at times like this, you may feel discouraged and want to give up. So being persistent and patient can help you to get over all these challenges. And the second one is enjoy the learning process. This might be seem ridiculous because how can we enjoy the learning process? But there are some tips for you to enjoy the learning process. For example, you set a goal, and then after you achieve a goal, you can give you some award, and this might encourage you to achieve more goals and get more awards. And the third one is the most important one in my presentation, is that the active learning. Next slide. So active learning is a method that the students are going to participate actively in learning and have a different level of participate. Active learning helps you to boost deep thinking or creativity. And the most important one is that self-study. By active learning, students can study at any time and anywhere. They can take the whole control of their learning and can study without the management of teachers and tutors. So to learning, you have to have some materials, and I want to introduce you some materials that I have found. First one is that word formation. This is the word form that you can practice with, and this is Oxford word skill. And next is that the method for active learning. Next slide. So as you guys can see on the screen, I have 3 methods for active learning. The first one is mind map. This is the really popular method for learning. So by using mind map, you can draw a mind map to visualize the structure of English vocabulary, and this way can help you to visualize English structure more vividly and more easily, as you guys can see on this picture, the word root tree here. And the second one is the Feynman technique. Feynman technique is the combination of summary of lesson, and then you're going to teach it to others. First, it requires you to use your own words to summarize the lessons from the teachers. And by this process, you're going to understand and memorize the lessons more easily. And after that, you're going to teach it to others. And this process again helps you to remember, because you have to teach it to others, you have to remember first. And the last one, this method. You guys may have never heard this before, and I want to introduce you today. So each letter of this will represent the process, each process. The first one, S, is represent for survey. You're going to survey the document or the lesson from the teacher, for example, some materials, the books. And then after that, after the survey, you understand what you will face. You're going to ask some question. You're going to ask yourself some question. To answer the question, then you're going to have to read, which is represented by the word R. And during this process, to read, to answer the question, during this process, I highly recommend you to use the 2 techniques to understand the documents and to read and understand and to answer the question. And then after that, after you read and you understand answer the question, you're going to recite. This means that you're going to test yourself. For example, you created some questions, some quizzes for you to test yourself, and or you can ask. You could invite your friends, and then you guys going to ask others. And the last one is review. Or review is that you're going to review after you read. That is the three method for active learning. And this is some additional tips for active learning, as you guys can see on the screen, is that you're going to set clear, specific goals, as I just mentioned, make an appropriate study plan, regularly review lesson content, I already mentioned, and last one is note down things that you confuse to ask others. And last one, next slide. After you active learning, I hope that you guys can practice regularly. To practice regularly is that you're going to, test yourself, or you're going to ask your friends to learn with you. That this will help you to boost your motivations. And that is the end of my presentation. And thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Thanh Thư. Now I will continue my group presentation. My part is about suggestion for English teacher. First, we need to improve our own knowledge. We need to learn about basic English grammar and teaching them to our students. Next, we need to explain the context of vocabulary and press the rule for the verb and phrase formation. Not just that, we need to explain the difference between spoken and written in English. Thus, we can build confidence to our students to talk with the other country. Next, we need to have some interesting teaching methods, like eudaimonic method to explain verb formation and origin. We need to connect the abstract verb to familiar object, or use some picture to explain the verb easily. Thus, my children and students can easily to remember and understand the meaning of the verb. We can encourage discussing between students and have some quiz and voting. Not just that, can have some simulation to maintain the interest in the learning process. Here is some another tips for English teacher, like we can use game in the teaching process, because it is the fun way to the students to learn and remember work in other speaking. And not just that, we can use student interests to framework to teach what we need in the easy way. We can celebrate student achievement to increase motivation and confidence. That is some tips to make our teaching progress more easily, and students can learn in the effective way. Here are some references, and that is our source. We can check. Thank you very much for listening.